Welcome to Deep in Love for the second half tonight. It is Wednesday, awesome Los Angeles, and tonight we have Doug Briney. Doug, where are you calling in from?
I'm actually calling in from Old Hickory, Tennessee, just north of Nashville.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, thank you for being here and tuning in late, because I know it's a few hours past almost bedtime.
Yeah, it's almost bedtime.
Nice. My sister actually moved here from Nashville, Tennessee. I visited Nashville one time.
Okay, and you're in Los Angeles?
Yes.
I grew up in Orange County, so I'm very
Okay.
familiar with the area. Yeah, my daughter lives down there. My dad still lives in the same house I grew up in.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you here tonight. Doug, you are a singer and I believe you play guitar, right?
I do.
Awesome. Well, just introduce yourself, tell us your hobbies, a little bit about yourself. Let's get to know you.
Okay, well, my name is Doug Briney. I've spent the last 21 years living up in Alaska
Oh,
before we moved down here to Nashville last year. And I've been a minister, been in the ministry for 26 years. Started doing the country music and singing. Country music has always been the music of my choice. And I started singing in a local competition in Alaska about 5, 6 years ago, maybe a little longer than that. Anyway, we started singing up there and enjoyed it, and the radio station started using me there for their country night promotions, and kind of snowballed from there. And we decided to move to Nashville last year and try to make a go of this thing. So, as far as other personal information, I've got 4 children. I got one who is 23. He's in the Air Force, and he's over in Oman right now. Like I said, my daughter lives down there in Orange County right now, and then we
oh,
have two 15-year-old boys at home.
gotcha. You got your hands full.
Yeah, it's a lot emptier without the 2 older ones here, but the twins make up for it, and we've got their friends are over here all the time. I mean, we never have less than about 4 or 5 people in the house at any time.
Nice. So do any of the other kids sing or dance or sing or play?
My daughter does. My daughter sings, and that's what she's in Los Angeles working for, is a kind of a modeling and acting career down there. So that's what she moved down there for, is to kind of do some modeling and acting. And she's done some billboards and done a couple bit parts. Nothing major yet. She's still hoping.
It's baby steps, you know? She'll get there.
That's it.
You said you started singing 5 years ago. I'm guessing you've been singing a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I started singing outside of the church about 5, 6 years ago. I've been singing. My first solo was in church when I was 2 years old. So yeah, I've been singing a lot longer than 5 years. But I started getting involved in a local competition up in Anchorage. It was called K-Bear Country Idol, and started competing in that competition. Had a lot of fun with it. And really, that's where it started. I started getting out in the bars and singing in the bars and doing that thing, meeting a lot of different folks. And um, uh, like I said, the radio station started using me for any of their country nights that they were having. They'd have me in as a guest performer for them and have a lot of fun with it. And sang at restaurants, bars, rodeos. I got to sing for the Iditarod up in Alaska, and so Aces games, all sorts of fun stuff. Took it about as far as I could go up there, and so we felt like the time was right to move down here.
That's awesome. And now I know you also do not quite charity events, but you do like Troop Aid or Operation Soldier. There's different. I guess
Anything to do with our
quite
military.
quite the word, but you do a lot of giving back.
Yeah, a lot of charity work with especially with our military. I'm actually involved with a couple different organizations that I'm really proud of. Musicians on Call is one of them that I'm real proud of. We go to the hospitals and just one room at a time, go into the hospital rooms and sing for the folks that are there. Uh, that's a lot of fun. But Unknown Soldier is the current single that I have out right now. We're doing 100% of the profits from that song are going to Operation Troop Aid, like you said, which is a great organization that gives to our men and women who are serving in the military. I've done a lot with Wounded Warrior Project in the past. I work quite a bit with Heart Songs for Veterans. Yeah, there's quite a few organizations that I work with and to help out, especially for our military.
That's awesome. So I'm going to ask a more personal question here.
Yeah.
You started singing about 5 years ago. So what did you do as a career, money-wise?
I've been in the ministry for 21 years, 26 years. I've been pastor and music and youth minister. So I've been singing my entire life, leading church music and doing this. Like I said, it was just a matter of getting outside of the church and singing other places. Yeah. But I was a vocal major in college, so I've sang with the San Diego Opera Company because I went to school in San Dimas, California, there, and college, so I sang with the opera company down there. I traveled all over the United States with a quartet whenever I was in college, and so I've been singing for a long time, but just making that more the focal of what I've been doing is about the past 5-6 years.
I see. That's awesome. So where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years with your singing career? What are your big goals?
Okay, there we go. That's better. Where I'd like to be, I guess, where I'd like to be. We're working hard, get the music on radios, on Billboard radio. I would like to be doing a lot of touring. I'd like to have another album out by that time, and be more of a household name. I don't have any. I'm not thinking I'm going to be the next Blake Shelton or Toby Keith, but Gary Allen or Mark Chestnut or something along those lines would be nice. I'd like to, make a comfortable living for my family, have my music on the radio, and sing to a lot of people in concerts. I love the live performances.
That's awesome. I feel like you're setting an amazing pattern or role model for your children, as in you can always pursue your dreams no matter where you've been and how old you are or what the roadblocks are. I think that's awesome that you're setting that example for your kids.
My daughter, like I said, she's 20 years old, and we lived in Alaska when she decided she was wanting to pursue her modeling and acting career, and we allowed her to move down to California when she's 16 years old. Without us. My sister is down there. Like I said, my family is. I have my dad that's down there, and other family. We have a lot of friends that are down there. So she moved in with some friends of ours, and we were able to, know that she was safe and everything else. But we encouraged her at that point to pursue her dreams, and that's what we try to instill in our kids. The only thing that holds us back is fear, and oftentimes, and just I'm afraid I can't do it, or and we limit ourselves. And we try to set the example that there are no limits.
Absolutely. So, what do you do for yourself when you feel like you face roadblocks or a door or that's not opening how you planned or want it to be? What things do you use for yourself during those hard times? Because I know. And you'll just say, I want to be a singer, and then I'm a singer, and it's just uphill road. It's not like that.
You mean after the pity party?
Right, yeah.
No, and I really have to say, I don't do a whole lot of pity partying. I just have an incredible, I guess, drive that it enables me just to kind of keep pushing forward, to keep pushing. I'm kind of like a bulldog. I don't let go. I have a very, very hard work ethic. I work very hard at what I do to improve myself all the time. I listen to myself. I'm probably my own worst critic as I'm going through, and I listen. I watch a video of my performances, and it's like, oh, I don't ever make that dance move again. Don't ever do that, But I critique myself all the time. So when I get up against a roadblock, I'm just looking for a way to kick it down. I guess that's just my philosophy. It just to keep pressing forward, if it turns out that it's really a concrete bunker that I can't get through, I'm going to look for a way to get around it. I don't have any one way that I do that. I just keep pressing forward. And do I get discouraged? Yeah, there's times when I do get discouraged, and then I just kick myself in the butt and get up and get going again. And I guess that's about as big as the pity party ever gets, is just, hey, you're here for a reason, keep going. I have my family that supports me very well, and my wife supports me extremely well, and so I can't afford to stop working on it. You know what I mean? I can't afford to just come up against a roadblock and say, oh well, we invested everything into this move here to Nashville. We invested everything into this career, and it really, we didn't give ourselves a second option. We didn't give ourselves a way out. So we have to keep pressing forward in this.
I love it. So, are you able to tell us any secrets, like what projects you have going on? I know you were talking about Unknown Soldier song. Do you have any? What are your in the current works right now?
The biggest thing is the Unknown Soldier right now. That honestly is the biggest project. That's on the forefront, on the burner right now. I have wrapped up everything in that. I've been working with another writer on the Heart Songs for Veterans, and we just finished a song for that, and I'm getting ready to go to cut that as a demo. Well, not demo, but as an acoustic rendition of it. And I'm very excited about that one. We're going to be making that debut next month. That song is going to be debuted, but I'm getting ready to go in the studio next week and cut that. So that's kind of the secret thing that nobody's heard yet, nobody knows about. I don't know if it's that big of a secret, but it's my dog is feeling like he has to be involved in this interview as well. Sorry.
You're fine.
You're talking to someone and it's not me. But that's kind of the secret thing. And again, it's not so much a secret, but nobody really knows about it yet because we haven't done anything with it yet. But we just finished writing it, and I'm very excited the way they came out. And it again is a tribute. It's for the Heart Songs for Veterans, so it's a tribute to our military. And I'm really excited with how the song came out, and I can't wait for that one to get out there and share that one with folks.
That's awesome. I love it. I have a lot of followers that are a very young crowd. So what piece of advice would you give to aspiring musicians or singers?
The advice that I would give is first of all, hone your craft. Be the very best that you can possibly be at whatever it is. If you want to be an actress or an actor, take those lessons, take those acting lessons, become the best that you can be. If it's a singer, take voice lessons, understand and listen to yourself. Have honest people critique you, not just mom and mom and dad or those type of folks, but get honest critiques. Videotape yourself and give yourself an honest critique. So that hone your craft is the number one thing that I think that I would say. The second thing is, don't let no discourage you. You're going to hear no at least 100 times, or if not more, before you ever get your first yes. And you just have to realize you cannot take that personally. If you take it personally, people will crawl into a little, they're like, oh, and that's the pity party, and they just stop. And you can't stop. You have to keep pressing forward. So don't take the no's personally. Just realize it's not time yet. And the more you practice, the more you get your name out there, the more you do, the less no's you're going to get, and the more yeses you'll start getting. So understand that. Hone the craft, understand no's are not personal, keep pressing forward, and then the last thing is just stick to it. I don't care if it's acting, I don't care if it's music, I don't care what it is. The entertainment industry is really an industry of how long can you stay in it. The people that have make it, especially in the music industry, they're the ones who have stuck it out and have really worked. Jamie Johnson is a great example of that. He sang on Music Row for about 12, 13 years, and had a record deal. It fell apart. He stuck with it. He wrote a song with James Otto, and overnight, after 13 years, overnight, Jamie Johnson was a household name with the song In Color. And it wasn't overnight. He stuck with it for 13 years before anybody ever heard him, you know. So
right.
Stick with it. Stick with it. And keep pressing forward. Keep believing in yourself. And if you do, you're probably on the right road.
Yeah. I love it. It's so true. So many times, especially with social media, we can see videos, documentaries, TV. We see someone who appears to have made it overnight. Suddenly they're on TV, and then we're like, that's not fair. And so then when we have the no's, we're like, everything's against me, my world's falling apart. But we don't see the many, many sleepless nights and hours and weeks and years of practicing over and over and performing the free gigs and, you know, doing all of that. So
that's exactly right. We don't see all the hours of preparation, everything else, you know. And we do live in a weird world now. You know, YouTube is strange. You know, you can do something on YouTube and become literally big overnight with that, and not have. And I'm going to get myself in trouble here, but I think that's part of the problem with some of these reality programs.
Yeah.
You've got some people that, man, they're talented, but then they're thrust into this huge world, and they've got all the pressure of a big name star now, and they never developed the character, they never developed the work ethic and those type of things. It was just, I don't want to say given to them, but it was given to them too quickly, and they you know, there's a lot of examples where that was not a good thing for those people.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I definitely agree. It takes dedication, you know, a passion for it.
Yeah.
You have to be your first salesman. You're selling yourself, your skill, your passion. If you don't believe in yourself, then nobody else will.
That's right. You're selling yourself all the time. But, you know, going back to the advice to, you know, be true to yourself. And be true to who you are. Don't try to be someone else.
Right.
That doesn't work. You can't be anyone else. So be true to who you are. Yeah, there's going to be influences in your life. You're going to be influenced by other people's music, by you know, an example, you know, watching someone up on stage. I love watching what I consider great performers on stage and the energy that they can bring. Garth Brooks, I mean, he's a phenomenal entertainer on stage, and he never sits still. He is from one end of the stage to the other end of the stage, up, down, all over the place, dancing, jumping, gyrations, everything. I mean, the whole thing. Man, if you ever see Doug Briney try to do that, you're just going to walk out because it looks bad. So I can't do that. I'm a little bit more active than Alan Jackson. I'm a little bit more active than George Strait. I don't just stand, and I don't have that cool little smirk that he does with his. You know, but I'm not going to be a Garth Brooks. I'm not going to be a Luke Bryan. I'm not going to be a Jason Aldean and try and do that thing. It looks ridiculous whenever I try to do it. So you got to be true to yourself too. But that goes back to being honest with yourself. Does it mean that you can't try to better your performance? Absolutely not. You need to try to better it and make it more entertaining. It is called the entertainment industry. So it's got to be. So I'm sorry, he's barking.
It's okay. He wants to be in on the conversation. So that being said, do you have a life mantra or a scripture or a quote that you find to guide your life, or kind of? I feel like we all have a saying or scripture or quote that sets our path.
You know, for me, I don't know if it's so much a saying or anything. We've lived this way for, my wife and I have been married 26 years now. We've lived this way for 26 years. and I'd never really put it into words, but last year, right after we moved to Nashville, we got to go see Willie Robertson from Duck Dynasty speaking. And this is kind of the way that we run our lives. We heard it, and Willie put it, of all people, Willie Robertson put it very eloquently. He said, you know, for the Robertson family, they're asked a lot of times how they prioritize and how they're able to continue with what they do and everything else. And he said, you know, for the Robertson family, it comes down to faith is first, family is second, and ducks are third. So for Doug, Briney, and our family, for me, it's our faith is first. And when my faith is right, and I'm right in that relationship with my Creator, my relationship with my family can be right. And when that's right, then I can pursue the music with all my heart and know that that's all right. So I think it comes down to just prioritizing. And so for me, it's faith, family, and music. And I guess that would be the best way to summarize kind of a mantra, if you will, of how we live our life. Love it.
I love it. One of my favorite ones is a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of mine. You just gotta start. Doug, Briney, where can we follow you, hear your music, find out about you?
Well, the easiest way is to go to DougBriney.com, DougBriney.com. And the music is there on the page. I have a performance tab that shows where I'm going to be, and that's a little blank right now. I've got to update that. I've got a lot more performances that aren't on there yet. I've got to get with that tomorrow and get that all updated. But the performance tab, the links, if you look at the very top right of each page, there's the social media links are all there. And you can follow that. You can hear the music there, can buy the music from there, of course on iTunes and everything else, but you can buy it directly through my website as well.
And if I didn't ask this already, when does Unknown Soldier come out, or has it been released?
Unknown Soldier was released Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
And, and we are. It's a 99-cent purchase through the website or through iTunes or anything else, but we're asking people to purchase it through the website, and 100% of those profits are going to Operation Troop Aid. And that's all the way through Veterans Day, which is in November. So about one more month that I'm doing 100% of the profits towards Operation Troop Aid.
Awesome. I will definitely repost that. We always like to promote those who are giving back, helping us. That's awesome. I love it. Well, Doug, Briney, it has been a pleasure speaking to you. Is there anything you want to leave us with? Any last words?
You know, the one thing that I try to close out every interview with is just saying thank you, not only to you, but to the fans. Without you guys playing the music, without your promotion, without having this time with you, without the fans listening to the music, I might as well just be singing in the shower. And you know, it really means a lot that you guys get behind it, that you're playing the independent music and helping us out through promotion. And I really, really appreciate it. And so I just want a big thank you to you, big thank you to the folks out there that are listening. Watching, and not just listening tonight, but get to watch. And then a special thank you to my manager, Michael Stover, and all the work that he does, and very excited to have him on board.
That's awesome. I love it. Thank you very much for being here, Doug. I look forward to hearing more of your music.
All right. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you very much.
And thank you again for being a part of this mission of spreading love and hope and everything. It's together we can, you know?
That's it.
In all our little corners of the world in all our own ways, but we're all taking our gifts and sharing them for the benefit of others.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Doesn't do any good to have all those gifts and keep them to ourselves, does it?
No, no. As much as your shower would love to hear you, I'm sure a few others.
Yeah.
Love to hear you too. Well, thank you again, Doug Briney. It's been a pleasure, and thank you to everybody else listening in. And I wish you a wonderful remainder of the week, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.